Métis students have always been an important part of the student population here at the University of Winnipeg. I think with a strong partnership between the University of Winnipeg and the Manitoba Métis Federation, we're just going to strengthen that and encourage more students to come. And I think as we grow in numbers of Métis representation on this campus, again, I think the outcome is going to be very positive for both the community, for the campus, and for the broader city and province. I just think it's a win-win scenario, and it really is further evidence that the University of Winnipeg is a leader in supporting Indigenous students and the Métis student population in particular.
By empowering education, you take care of yourself forever. Nobody can take your education from you. They took our land from us. But if you have an education, nobody can ever take that from you, ever. So that's one thing I hope people, young kids, realize, that education is one of the real tools to get you out of poverty and to a better future. But there is so much. Christy Lavallee is another example. You know, she's a archer, she's blind in one eye, she's a dancer, she wasn't supposed to live, she had cancer. And I have such great pride in those role models, that is role models to me. It's not just the Louis Riels or Ambrose Lapines or even myself. A lot of kids see me as a role model. You know, there's young role models today that probably get better kudos for what they've been able to accomplish versus what I've accomplished.
Funding for the Louis Riel bursary is really important because it lightens the load for students. I often see Métis students who need help, and often what they're doing is they're working 2 part-time jobs. They're to put food on the table and pay their rent, and never mind cover the costs for their tuition. So this does lighten the load, and it helps them put more time and energy into their studies, and that results in better grades, better outcomes, and brighter futures. So one of the things I'd like to say too is that this financial piece is very important, but even more so than that, it's the University of Winnipeg donors along with the Métis Nation saying that we believe in you and we stand with you, and this is a very important message.
I personally think it's super, super important to continue funding Métis students in need. I think that a lot of university students nowadays come later in life, or maybe they have small children, or maybe they have to work full-time jobs to make ends meet. I know for me, in the past, I've worked up to 4 jobs while I'm in school, and it was so overwhelming, and I wasn't doing well in my classes because I didn't have the time or energy to focus on them. I would be in 4 classes, sometimes 3 or 4 labs also, and then every day I'd be rushing straight to work, working to like 1 or 2 in the morning, and then coming back to school in the morning.
Well, for Métis people, being Indigenous, it's harder for lots of people to come to university. So having this bursary is a step up for Métis people, so that they can have the same opportunities as others across Canada.
I'm very grateful and honored that the Louis Riel Institute believes in my potential as I continue forward with my educational goals. I honestly don't think I would be here right now if it wasn't for their support, so I attribute much of my personal growth to them.
When I found out that I could apply for this bursary, it was, first of all, such an amazing opportunity. And then when I found out that I actually got it the first time, oh man, it was just like a big sigh of relief, because I could cut down on my work hours and still make ends meet, and I had way more time to study, and my grades, like minimum 1 letter grade up from previous years.
When I found out I was receiving the Louis Riel bursary, I was ecstatic because I was honored that I was chosen, and grateful that I wouldn't have to worry about the financial barrier of my second semester's costs.
Métis graduates are the next leaders and professionals here in our Canadian society. So this is a very hopeful and very empowering time in Canadian history. So we're in a time of reconciliation, a time where we can build forward together. And we are living here in the heart of the Métis Nation here in Manitoba. And the UW has an important role in this way, and they can have an opportunity to make an impact.
I think any dollar invested in education will come back many times over. I think in this case in particular, in funding Métis students through the Louis Riel Bursary Fund is perhaps one of the most fundamentally important things that somebody can do if they're thinking about supporting reconciliation, supporting improvement in Manitoba's education system, and being a part of significant change that's happening across this country. I think this is just one of those opportunities that will really come back in so many different ways.
If you can donate, please do. We're going to be part of a collective resolve to help Métis students reach their goals and reach their full potential. So this is a time to come and celebrate with us. And so if you can give, please give, because I believe that this is just the beginning of great things to come.
For people that are watching and are considering donating to this bursary or this campaign, I just want to say it is so important to allow everybody to access education, and those who want to and can't, it's so sad because there's lots of people who can't because they're stuck working jobs that are hard on them and they can't make ends meet, and it's just impossible, especially with like scheduling wise. I think that the money would go to really, really, really good use.
I would like to send much love to the Louis Riel Institute for their continued support over the years. I would also love to send a special thank you to Leah Simcoe and everyone else at the MMF Métis Employment and Training Department for helping me with my education as well. Thank you.
To people who have donated, thank you so much.
Kishik and Anasko Mitanawao, I thank you all.